Aibowan, Vanakkam. I'm Vayoni Dimel. This is Boston Lanka News, bringing you news, views and entertainment from Boston and USA. Leadership struggle among Tamil Diaspora groups intensifies. Is Rudrakumaran absconding? What really happened at the Independence Day celebrations in LA? Asela Ratnayake explains. Panel discussion at Harvard on Sri Lanka way forward. Media not welcome at Harvard. Ranvan Rayak 3 DVD is now available. Proceeds will go to support the disabled veterans in Sri Lanka. Subramaniam Masilamani, moderator of the world-class Tamil website, in an open letter to Viswanathan Rudrakumaran that was widely circulated via email, expressed his disappointment about the way transnational government of Tamil Eelam has been functioning and about the conduct of Rudrakumaran. Mr. Masilamani questions Rudrakumaran that if he is the Prime Minister of the transnational government of Tamil Eelam, why he is absconding instead of addressing the people. In the letter, Mr. Masilamani accuses that Mr. Rudrakumaran is constantly in contact with KP. As Mr. Masilamani says, time has come for the Tamil people to demand that Mr. Rudrakumaran or his representative appear in public or via web to answer concerns of Tamil diaspora. In a related news, Tamil Daily News, an online Tamil news edition responding to our last week Boston Lanka News edition about the conflict between Nediyavan faction and Rudrakumaran faction, had this to say. To create division, now the Boston Lanka is supporting the Sridharan-led Nediyavan group, claiming GTF and its president Father Emmanuel also doing the same. Boston Lanka does not take any sides in the internal leadership struggles of different groups in Tamil diaspora. Yet, now that Tamil Daily News had affirmed our news story about the conflicts between two Tamil factions, Boston Lanka intends to investigate all sides to the conflict and report to our viewers. 63rd Independence Day celebrations in Los Angeles had created some divisions among the Sri Lankan American expatriate community in LA. While one group claims that Consul General Jeff Gunawardena used the February 5th Independence event to promote himself, undermining Sri Lankan culture, the other group commends Jeff Gunawardena for his creativity, his energy and his networking skills. Boston Lanka joins with Asela Ratnayake, the co-founder of Serendip Foundation that organized the cultural show for Independence Day in LA. Asela, there were some news reports that about the Sri Lankan Independence Day highlighting the way it was conducted and also the conduct of the Consul General, Mr. Jeff Gunawardena. Could you please tell us briefly what really happened?
Yes. Actually, as the Independence Day is a very important day for all the Sri Lankans, Serendip Foundation, like last 3 years, had planned a cultural program for the duration of about 1 hour, 45 minutes, depicting various facets of Sri Lanka's beauty and its people, presented to an audience of 1,400, including about 120 non-Sri Lankans. The official program, prior to the cultural program, overran about 1 hour than scheduled, because of speeches that carried personal phrases of ex-Consul General Gunawardena. Instead of protecting and recognizing Sri Lankan cultural heritage, as a government-appointed official, ex-Consul General himself came on backstage halfway through the cultural program and requested our stage management team to interrupt the program to pave the way for the segment performed by Hollywood artists. Our production team had to plead to the ex-Consul General for the continuation of the show. For the sake of 175 performers, most of them were children. Also, ex-Consul General did not include the names of Sri Lankan performers except one participant group for one item in the event program booklet. But the Hollywood performers' names, which were confirmed about 4 days before the event, they were included. So this shows that ex-Consul General's negligence of his own people and culture and heritage. All in all, the Consul General is paid to paid by the Sri Lankan government with people's money, taxpayers' money, to promote Sri Lanka. But this ex-consul general converted the Independence Day celebration to promote his image more than anything, neglecting the significance of this noble event. So this is what, basically, in a nutshell, what transpired and what went through in that day.
Asela, there was another allegation that Mr. Gunawardena wanted to give more prominence to non-Sri Lankan cultural items at the Sri Lankan Independence Day celebrations. Is there any truth to that?
Yes. At the beginning, at the pre-production level, he wanted to actually introduce part of the segment to South American performers, but we were not sure what they were. The dances or songs, but since this is all about Sri Lanka independence, given the significance of the event, the day, we objected to that. And actually, in writing, we informed them that we won't be able to produce this show if that is the case. So he withdrew his South American participation into the program, and we have written proof, documentary proof on that. And the Hollywood show actually came into effect about 3 days before the event. So we, as an organization, did not have a choice but to go through for the sake of children and the participants, because they have worked hard for about 2.5 months on this program. So we didn't want to disappoint them. So we decided to go with it as planned. So yeah, it's true.
Thank you, Asela. That was Asela Ratnayake from Los Angeles. There were some news reports that Consul General Jeff Gunawardena has been recalled with immediate effect on the instructions of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. We spoke to Mr. Jeff Gunawardena on March 7th to verify this news story. Mr. Gunawardena said that he was expecting a call from the President Rajapaksa's office that night. He thought it's best to give a statement after speaking with President Rajapaksa. After that, we tried a few times to contact him but could not reach him. Many Sri Lankan expatriates in Boston area who turned up to hear the Harvard University panel discussion on March 1st about Sri Lanka and its way forward were greatly disappointed. The reason? The panel discussion was held in a small room that could accommodate only about 50 people. This event was publicized as open to the wider community, yet it was conducted in a strange manner. No media was allowed. The actions of Harvard was an insult to public, especially the expatriate Sri Lankan Americans living in Boston area, as they were deprived to listen to the Sri Lankan ambassador, Dr. Palitha Kohona, and other distinguished panelists, Dr. Vasuki Nesaya and Mr. Ailan Kadiragama. It was a sad day at Harvard and a sad day for media freedom and free expression. Supporters of Viswanathan Rudrakumaran, the former legal advisor to LTTE leader Velupillai Prabhakaran, had made some desperate attempts to prevent the event since Dr. Kohona was a speaker of the event. According to inside sources of Harvard University, Rudrakumaran's representative, Mrs. Subha Sundaralingam, had called several times to Harvard University authorities few days prior to the event in an attempt to make Harvard cancel the event. No protests took place, although Mrs. Sundaralingam and some of her supporters were seen at the event listening to panelists. Some expatriate Sri Lankans wonder the reason for Harvard to restrict access to media in spite of the efforts of Dr. Kohana to get the event recorded by having a camera crew. After the discussion, Ambassador Nicholas Burns, who moderated the event, was seen chatting with Mrs. Subha Sundaralingam. This video footage was taken by a person before he was ordered by Harvard security to stop filming. Boston Lanka obtained this video footage. As one person commented, the irony of all this was the meeting moderated by Ambassador Nicholas Burns was discussing about the human rights and media freedom in Sri Lanka, while Harvard security personnel and police were preventing media access to the event. Ranvan Rayak 3, the musical show which was performed in Los Angeles, released its DVD recently. The proceeds of the DVD will go to support the Sri Lankan disabled veterans. We spoke to the man behind the show, Mr. Palitha Kasturiyarachchi. Palitha, could you please tell us a little bit about the show Ranvan Rayak 3, which was held in Los Angeles?
2010 Ranvan Rayak is part 3 Ranvan Rayak. We did that for the fundraising for the disabled soldiers, Sri Lanka, and that concept is to have a special two guests, Wilhani Asokamala film actresses, and special choreographer Sri Lankan. I think he is the best choreographer. I can tell he is the best choreographer in Sri Lanka. Kala Shurichanna Vijayavardhana. Then we gave to both of them. We gave to lifetime award, and they did the one perform, and Chana choreographed that song. Then I choreographed for the 25 songs, and this is a very successful and very popular concert in Los Angeles. So then we did after the show, then I sent the DVD Sri Lankan National Television, the Rudrakumaran Corporation. They're really happy to they have that. Then they told me they could telecast. Actually, they did. They telecast for the whole show, the 2 hours. I think September 30th, Rudrakumaran, they telecast 2 hours my show. And after that, I released the DVD end of October. So the actual DVD we selling for the $15. Is all the money going for the all the funds for the disabled soldiers too. I would like to thank this time for my committee members for the Ranvan Rayak 3. They did a very, very good job, especially for the coordinator Kitang and Bertie Jayasinghe, Arun Jayasinghe, Andy Samarasena, and Lashanti Jayamaha and George Ratnam, and Anand Neerapola. I have to special thank this time for them. Without them, I can't do this concert.
Thank you, Palitha. That was Palitha Kasturiyarachchi, joined us from Los Angeles. That concludes our news edition. We meet you again with another news edition of news, views and entertainment from Boston and USA. Till then, goodbye.